In today's episode of Cars, Cuppas and Cleanups, we're talking to you about drying your cars and how to get the best result drying your car with a drying towel and using products. So what you want to do when you've washed all the car down is use something like a hydrophobic snow foam, or Glim do something similar called Polar Seal. This is Stiana Gloss's version, which is, like I said, hydrophobic snow foam. I'm going to put this into Lance and spray it all over the car, and then it should bead up and should repel all the dirt and water, which means then it'll be a lot easier to dry. So before we get cracking, let's see if we can do a bottle flip. Nah, let's try one more time. Nah, we'll send it. As you can see with this version of snow foam, it's repelling straight away, which means then it's going to keep all the water and the dirt off a bit longer, keep it cleaner and easier to maintain. So when you pressure wash that now, it will just bead off nice and easily. Don't know. So as you can see now, the water isn't sticking to the paintwork, whereas before it was sticking and it was sheeting. And now, as you can see, it is repelling straight off. Can you see that? Sort of. So the water will just repel, which mean in a minute when we use a drying towel, it'll be a lot easier and a lot quicker to dry off. Whereas if you haven't got this on, it's just going to take forever. To dry your cars off, you're going to need a decent drying towel. This is the Stiana Gloss one. The Sam's Detailing one's quite good, or you can get like cheaper ones, which like Martin Cox and all that sort of stuff. This one's a little bit wet because I used it yesterday on the Ami. But effectively, what you want to do is run the drying towel along like that, and that will help get all the water off and dry it off. What you don't want to be doing, especially on the show cars, especially the show cars that end up in indoor venues like BHP and stuff, what some people do is put the drying towel on and then like rubbing it like that, and that will just swirl and scratch the paint, especially if like today's quite windy, so you get like dust elements and that on there. So you just want to be extra cautious. So chuck the drying towel on and then just glide it off, and as you can see, eat your dinner off that now. If you're drying the car, what you also want to do is dry off the wheels and the door shuts, but preferably you don't want to use your nice drying towels on there. Buy a separate drying towel, or what you can do, once your drying towels get a little bit crap, you can then downgrade them to a wheel and a door shut drying towel. But what I do is just get all the water out the spokes, all in the barrels, all in where the wheel nuts are, and then obviously I'll go around the door shuts as well and do that, so all the water and the crap's out of there. And that is the drying stages on the car. Next up, we'll do the tyre dressing, and then we'll move on to polishing the car. So we'll see you again on the next episode of Cars, Cuppas and Cleanup.